Hello, everybody. It's Ray, the Pollinator. So, where did I come up with the Pollinator? Um, I've been around since before the internet was the internet, when it was just local bulletin board services called BBSs. And before I knew it, as soon as the internet began, um, I started helping people all over this country. I was on AOL at the time, and I became known as Dr. Fox for many years. Um, and I've been doing it ever since. And then I went into depression, and when I came out of depression, it just grabbed a hold of me again. So I am a human pollinator. Um, I plant seeds in people's minds. I give them things to think about. I give them the positivity that they may not otherwise have in their life. Um, so that name just popped up in my head one weekend. I was sitting here and thought, what is it that I really do? Um, I was accused of living my life on Facebook, which is not true. I multitask and do a lot of things with computers because this has been my profession for since the 1970s, the latter 1970s. And I do spend a lot of time on Facebook, but not for reasons people think I'm spending time there for. I mentor many men. I talk to a lot of people. And so I'm the pollinator. And I will be known as such from this point forward. Oh, I did try to change my name on Facebook and just got harassed up the yin yang by some employee that didn't have anything better to do than harass me about creating the name The Pollinator. Boy, I tell you, they got some jokers over there in Menlo Park. At any rate, what I'm going to talk about today is inclusion. I know it's been a minute since I've made any videos, but my life has been very, very full for a few months. And I've been trying to make this video for 3 weeks. It seems like I got sick, and then I got depressed, and I mean, a whole bunch of stuff started happening. People died in my life, and I had to go to some funerals and things of that nature. But anyway, let's talk about inclusion. On my birthday, September 16th of this year, I had the pleasure of meeting the most phenomenal person I have ever met in transition thus far. Uh, I will protect her name for anonymity's sake, but I got left alone after the dinner, and I got left alone with this lady, and we just clicked. The things that we talked about were just awesome. Excuse me, I have a bit of a cold. But she and I just are on the same wavelength as far as what's going on in the world, what's going on in the transgender community, and whatnot. And she began to talk to me about inclusion. I'll be the first to say that in my mind, I do not include everybody. I have a heck of a time with non-binary people. I just do. I don't have anything against them. I just, maybe it's my age and the fact that I was brought up in a binary world, but, um, they are part of the community as well. And I'm just going to have to get over whatever it is that's going on in my head about them. Maybe it's, like I said in another video, the pronouns that I have to use. I just can't figure out how to use them appropriately while I'm talking to someone, especially if they look like a man. I mean, I know of people who have had top surgery, bottom surgery, hair everywhere, but they don't want to be called a man. So I don't know what to say because when I look at them, maybe I have to talk to them with my eyes closed. I don't know. But, when I look at that person, uh, male pronouns want to come out of my mouth. So I kind of avoid that person because I know I'm going to blow it and hurt their feelings. There, see, that word just doesn't fit in a sentence. At any rate, I was talking with this lady about inclusion, and she did a little test. She took a whole bunch of transgender women out with her. They went to a straight club. They went to a gay club. They went to, I think, bisexual club. I'm not sure, but they went to 3 different kinds of clubs. And while this lady was running around talking with everybody she could talk to in the club, the group of ladies that she went with huddled over in a corner and never mingled with anybody. I mean, nobody. They just stayed in their own little group because it was safe. Um, and they didn't include themselves in the festivities that were going on around them. And they got upset with her for leaving them to go mingle. What was that about? Um, what she thinks it was about was shame. I think at the bottom of a lot of our woes is that we're ashamed to be transgender. We're because of all the things that are going on in this world, in this country. There's fear, and shame is a personal problem. It has nothing to do with anything going on outside of yourself. It's all going on inside and just never got resolved and got carried into transition. And, folks, if we don't get out there and get people used to us being around and being comfortable enough to be around them in their element, we're not going to get over what the LGB community got over years ago. That's what they did. They swarmed the nation. They would not be ignored anymore. And if we as transgender people think that that's not what we have to do, we're sorely mistaken. Because that's exactly what we have to do. We have to include ourselves. And we have to include all these labels and things that are going on inside of the community. We have to include those people into our hearts, into our lives, into our minds. So again, visibility is a real issue because people have all of these reasons to be stealth or to be, hiding out until they can pass as whatever it is they want to pass as, male, female, in between, or whatever. And that's not going to get the cisgender community used to us. And the cisgender community includes the LGBTQIA community. See, there's a lot of crap going on around that subject right now. You got transgender people throwing arrows and darts and mud at the LGBTQIA community, and we've got the LGBTQIA community throwing mud, darts, and whatever they can find at the transgender community. I don't know when that began. I've been told that it started a long time ago after the LGBTQIA community got more accepted in this country, and then they toss the transgenders aside to fend for themselves. But here's the thing, we need them. Transgender people need the LGBTQIA community. We need their momentum. We need their clout. They've got the money. They've got the power. They're the ones that are in the lead as far as rights are concerned in this country. They are the ones that President Obama has passed all these laws for. And if we think we don't need them and don't have to reach out to them, even though they're not reaching out to us, then we're just playing a very dangerous and foolish game. Period. It makes no sense to reinvent the wheel. They've been there, done that. We need to duplicate their efforts, and we need them on our side. Forget the fact that they don't understand us or whatnot. Are we not on this planet to educate each other? Are we not on this planet to love one another? Are we not on this planet to learn to get along with everybody? Are we not? But like I said, even like, there's a lot of books out there on how to emulate the rich, how to become successful. We don't have to reinvent the wheel. We just have to do what they did. It's the same with the LGBTQIA community. Transgenders need to do what they did, and we need their help. We need to reach out to them, not sit there pissed off because they appear to have tossed us aside. So what? Okay, so they did that. Now we need to reach across that table. We need to take the initiative to reach across that table and educate them on what gender identity means. That yes, it is different than sexuality, but we're still in the same struggle. We are. So something else about being transgender, self-worth, self-confidence, self-acceptance, they're all internal struggles, folks. They're all something that's going on inside of us that we need external resources to improve. Okay, you can run around attaching yourself to words that don't serve you, that are disempowering, or you could go out and learn how to have these things within yourself. And it's going to take work. It's going to take work outside of your head. It's not something that's just going to pop in there naturally, because naturally what's going to pop in there is what you got. Your best shot in life has you with low self-worth, low self-confidence, low self-acceptance. It's all something that's going on inside of you, and something you have to work on to change. Something else that I keep running across on the internet, in people's lives, is that as you move about the world, and you draw negative attention towards yourself, people, situations, circumstances, it's all coming from a place inside of you that is emanating negativity. Okay? It's like dogs smelling fear. If they think you're afraid, they will attack you. Human beings are kind of the same way. If they sense you have a chip on your shoulder, you got a problem with being trans, your body language is all jacked up and you're closed off and you don't want to be fucked with and this and that, somebody is going to find you and do exactly that. They're going to find you. They're going to fuck with you. They're going to throw negativity all over you because you're emanating negativity into the universe. When you emanate positivity, you don't draw negativity to yourself. You don't. I talk to hundreds of people, and rarely do I come across somebody who is purely negative. And if they are, their history. I don't have time for that. I don't want any part of that in my world. I don't look for trouble, so trouble ain't looking for me. I don't look for it, so I don't find it. But if you're someone who's looking around for trouble, you're going to find it. If you got issues going on inside, you're going to find people that are going to push those issues like a button until you make the buttons disappear. You make the buttons disappear. Don't expect the world to tiptoe around your buttons, your triggers, the places you don't want people to see. They smell it like dogs smell fear. So they're going to hit you up and keep hitting you up until you change. Not them, you. The last thing I'm going to say in this video is that, we as transgender people, we need to stop discriminating against other transgender people, the LGBTQIA community, and the cisgender community. If we discriminate, we are open to the door. We're opening the door to be discriminated against. You see, if we don't accept, how do we expect anybody to accept us if we don't accept them? How do we expect them to accept us? To me, the meaning of maturity is to take life on like it's your responsibility. Everything that happens to you is your responsibility, not somebody else's. When you meet somebody, what's one of the first things that you do? You reach out your hand and you shake their hand. Do you sit back and wait for them to shake yours? Or do you step outside of your box and shake their hand first? I say we need to do it first. We need to stop expecting other people to reach out to us as though, the world owes us something. And as a black man, I completely understand. Excuse me, I have a cold, but I completely understand the desire for people to reach out to us. But in order for us to succeed and to get out of this big mess that we're in the world, we have to take initiative. We have to be the one willing to strike first. We have to be the one willing to reach across that table. We are the ones that need to make the first move. And keep making it, and keep making it, and keep making it. Because if we sit back and wait for something to be given to us, forget it, it ain't gonna happen. We have to take the prize. We have to take the ring. We have to walk over that rainbow to get to the pot at the end. Nobody's gonna drag you to it. Nobody. You either have to do it willingly or it's not gonna get done. So, I think it's one of the reasons why Mara said in the NCTE meeting that I went to that the LGBT community needs to get on board with the Black Lives Matter movement. It's not because, anybody agrees with their methods of doing things. She was talking about the ideology of discrimination and how long we've been discriminated against in this country. And if the LGBT community, QIA community, gets on board for Black Lives Matter and make Black Lives Matter, then it'll be much easier to make all the rest of the lives matter in this country and in this world. Because we've been struggling the longest. We and the American Indians have been struggling the longest in this country for equality, rights, to get away from oppression, things of that nature. So anyway, I have talked long enough, but I will make some more videos. I'm getting ready to speak at a conference shortly, so I need to get my ducks in order there. But I just wanted to reach out to everybody again and hope you have a blessed weekend. Ray the Pollinator out.